It's popping up on your page, right?
Yep.
All right.
Oh, we are live, just like that.
The great Malenko. Malenko.
Do you remember who Dean Malenko was?
Is it a wrestler?
Yeah, he was a wrestler.
Yeah.
The great.
It's also weird that he
Malenko.
ran a school.
Did he really? Or are you
Because he was a
fucking
dean. That's a terrible joke.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the HollingsWorthless podcast. This will be for Wednesday, February 17th. As always, I'm your host, Big Irish J. Hollingsworth, and we have the Hooligoons, a.k.a. the crew, a.k.a. the usual suspects, Sean the Mechanable McCann.
Welcome to the show.
Nice. We have the Coco co-host, Manuel Rojas Martin.
Hola. Junior. It's the Junior.
A.k.a. Eminem for Tammy Joe. and Phil.
Yeah, welcome. I'm happy to be here. Happy to have you here. Happy to be alive and well.
Oh, I love Sandy.
Nice.
Yes,
Sandy's
and
always
Stefan
in here
Ward.
first. Sandy's like the number one, and Stefan Ward's in here. We're doing this a lot for those that just listen to the podcast. We're doing this live on streaming it on YouTube and Facebook. And Sandy and Stefan Ward have just came in. A lot of stuff to cover today. Kay just joined us too. Thank you, Kay. Phil, are you doing an eye test? What are you doing? What the fuck is happening?
I'm fine. Things are just kind of falling apart on me.
Are you filming through your sex toy?
Yes.
Or some other dude's butthole.
You caught me. There we
my
go.
God.
Okay.
Jesus. Are you at home, Phil, or where are you?
Yep, I am. I'm back at home, baby.
Not in the
Nice.
studio.
Nice. Like we've done with the place.
Thank you.
Listener emails.
Yes, we do.
Do you want to get right into
We do
it?
have listener emails. Jay, thank you for asking. Let me just go grab my phone.
It's just so prepared.
This is
I love it.
amazing. It's like it's every show.
Yeah.
You know what I like
look,
when
look at his fucking room. What is he
It's like
doing?
when he came in though and he said, "I just didn't anticipate all this would go wrong."
Very funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, you know
How
what?
do you not anticipate?
You know what I
but
did
all of us do?
anticipate? I anticipated Sean being a dick. All right. So,
Hey, truth teller, dick, whatever. It's all the same.
okay, guys.
Phil,
You know what, guys?
Phil, hold on. What's interesting is you were the third one in here, Phil.
I know. I was on time.
No. On time. See, okay, hold on.
No.
Pause.
No.
Here's the thing. If you have a job and you walk into that job, I'll even give it 10 minutes early, and you go pull your shit in the bathroom for the next 30 minutes, and then you go flutter over to a kitchen and go grab something to drink, and by the time you actually sit down and get started, it's noon. You can't come back and say, "But dude, I was here before everybody."
When it rains or when it hails, it never fails that we have listener emails. Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
All right. Thank you for writing in. I'm disregarding everything Sean will ever say
That's
from
the
this
problem.
point forward.
That's the problem. That's why this is a problem.
Oh, fuck.
You know what? So we were given a little homework by one of our listeners, and I think most of us participated, and so we can read this email now. So this email comes from Michael G. Thanks for writing in, Michael. The subject line of his email was Brody on Ghost Adventures, which is pretty much the topic of this conversation we're about to have. So he says, Phil and Jay, during 2019,
Wait,
I recommended.
Is he no recognition for Sean or Manny?
That's life, dude.
Why don't you read the fucking email? So it has to do with us because this was at a point in time where me and you were just doing the show. So Phil and Jay, during
So this
2019,
thing is
Wait,
old.
wait,
This is like fucking 20 years old. This fucking email.
Wait, how long have you been sitting on this email, Phil?
Jesus.
since February 6th, not long.
Well, then,
Of
so when do you-
2013.
You
Yeah,
just said that.
2021.
Okay,
Phil and
go
Jay
ahead,
during
Phil.
2019. That's when he's talking about. I recommended that you guys should buy a spirit box, then attempt to communicate with Brody Stevens' ghost outside of his former apartment complex as a segment for your Halloween special. I thought that if there were a restless spirit, it would be Brody because he died young and he had a lot of manic energy. Yes! You had an emergency, so you were forced to scrap all of your plans. However, the Ghost Adventures crew supposedly discovered Brody's ghost at the Comedy Store. What do you think about that episode? P.S. Sean, see, he's addressing you. P.S. Sean, in the immortal words of the legendary Phil Fox, I don't care about whatever you have to say. You're just going to unload and your usual cynical, jaded BS, i.e., quote, you trust that crew because you're on social media too much, brah. They're scamming you suckers because they're just in it for the money and the pussy, brah. End quote. Sincerely, your nemesis, Michael. Not Mike. Not Mike, asshole. G.
Runway. Clear it out. So I'll go first.
All right. Well, first, do you want to explain what we saw or what it was?
Who wants to do that?
So Ghost Adventures, it's a show like Ghost Hunters, but it's called Ghost Adventures. And the most recent episode that they just put out in January was of them looking for ghosts at the Comedy Store. And the Comedy Store, I guess, way back when, used to be called Ceros. Yeah, and so it basically was partially owned by Mickey Cohen and some other gangsters, and they fucking killed people. And they also, the Belly Room, it's called the Belly Room because I guess they used to do illegal abortions up there. And so a lot of bad shit happened there. And so that's kind of, and now there's comedy and laughs. So they thought that would be a good place to go looking for ghosts. And in the episode, we recommend checking it out, but there was a moment where Jeff, the Roastmaster General, Jeff Ross, he's on stage and there's nobody in there except for the Ghost Hunter guys and Jeff Ross on stage, and he starts to talk about Brody Stevens and how he killed himself. And as soon as he says Brody Stevens' names, there are some lights on the sides of the stage that are lit up in neon, but there's no other lights on. And as soon as he says Brody's name, that front neon light just flashes on and then goes back out. And they talked to the manager at the time, and they said, is there any way any type of electrical issues could be going on to make that light turn on and off? And they're like, fuck no, I don't know at all. And so it was just, I mean, it was a little eerie. That was kind of the most eerie moment in the show, because there was something we could actually visually see. So yeah. So anyways, Michael just wants to know what we thought about that episode. I mean, as far as ghosts go, we talked about it a little bit. I think there's energies and stuff like that. And, who knows? I think, maybe there could have been a little Brody energy going on. Who knows?
Okay. Let's let Sean start.
So that's why that show works, I guess, because people like you exist to watch it. So
are you saying Phil or Michael G or both?
Mostly Michael. So, Michael, terrible points as always is what we come to expect. And so I will let me address this real quick, especially because you want me to so bad. First thing, I love that I've impacted you in a way that you can now reflect on your own stupidity and come up with your own answers in the form of something I might think of what you're saying. So I think you're exactly right in your assessment of yourself, and I agree with it. Secondly, dude, look. This isn't about like picking and choosing. I don't care about the show. Whatever. That guy who runs it's very dramatic. The way he was screaming at Brody. But dude, the dude just died. So here's what I think. So it might be a little different. So the Comedy Store is like comedy church, at stand-up comedy church, that these folks in this show, and this is different than a lot of other things, man. They were allowed to, come inside of that place. I think I'd maybe even equate it to like the Magic Castle or something. Like you're given permission to come in and do any kind of production in there. And I hate the fact that Jeff Ross, like, I don't put this on him at all. It's just the fact he was bringing up as he's on stage. He's like, yeah, and Brody, who killed himself, and he's very blunt about that because that's how, of course, how you'd speak to it, especially probably as Jeff Ross. Knew the guy like probably better than most people. Worked with him all the time. And then all of a sudden, those clowns like pick up on that, and now it becomes central because they know as far as production as far as like, look, if we keep bringing up this guy from the recent presence, present, you know. So like he just passed away a couple years ago. Like we have more of a story to dig into here. Like, so it's not just us coming in here and saying, hey, Sam Kinison, Richard Pryor, I'm feeling them. You're like getting with somebody who's more current. I think it's too soon to be doing that kind of shit. What if they did that about like, Patrice, is that you? Or Geraldo, dude, is that you? That's some disrespectful shit in church. Go do that at maybe like a comedy club that they were at, you know, in Minnesota somewhere, which by the way, I'll be in this weekend. We'll talk about it at the end of this, but talk about the comedy club in Minnesota where he did it.
Why is that disrespectful? Why?
Because you're in comedy church.
I get that it's a show and they're trying to make money off of you know, exaggeration and everything like that. And so to use somebody that had just recently died, maybe it might be a little bit in poor taste. But I mean, if they are coming at it from the angle of pure genuineness and have no malintent, you know, real behind the production, if maybe they really believe this shit that they're doing besides just making the money off the show, and they obviously maybe had a heart-to-heart with Jeff to where he was buying into it and he was like, fuck yeah, let's talk about this, you know. I mean,
I don't
Brody
know the
did that
back.
here.
I'm an audience member. I'm just a guy watching the show, and then it was like, hey dude, watch this show and give your remarks. I watched it last night and I was cool. I was like, okay, it's entertainment. The thing with Jay Moore up front, you know, funny to watch him speak that way, and like what, you know, and everybody in the audience was froze. That's cool. And then when he said devil, then all of a sudden everybody started laughing. That's fine, whatever, cool. I don't have a problem with being in the Comedy Store. It's when you, dude, I don't know if people understand this. The Comedy Store and Brody Stevens are like one and the same.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, like Brody,
You know,
I would put Brody up there with like Don Barris.
Yes.
Jeff, the piano player that actually, and Jeff has passed away. That was in that documentary.
It was Brody's home.
Yeah.
And so I feel like they stepped inside his house first. You know, for people who don't know, he had terrible burden in his mind, you know, just living, and he couldn't take that anymore, and he struggled, and he was a beautiful human being, like in the sense of beautiful human beings. That's what this dude was. Like, he was pure gold. I had the chance to meet him a few times, and I remember the very first time I met him at the Comedy Store. Dude, he treated me like I know how he treated everybody. Dude. He treated me like him and I were best friends and we knew each other forever. Dude, you know, yeah. And when somebody's like that, especially when you're coming to their house, that's huge. So yeah, I just thought it was in poor taste, man. And people don't know the history. Fine, it was just some dude named Brody Stevens, same as the guy who jumped is just some comedian that you know that jumped from the hotel next door. But now it's like, dude, it's too soon. It's like if they went into a place and said, hey, dude, is Chris Cornell in here? It's like, fuck, man, let him get cold first, you know? Let people mourn first, and then you can get into all that bullshit.
The funny thing was,
Michael,
when I was talking to Sean about it, I was like, that was kind of crazy, though, with the light after they said Brody, right? And Sean's response was, yeah, it's a fluorescent light.
Yeah, it's a neon. It works that way.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Brody, right. Like you said, Brody was just he was like a sweetheart of a guy. Like yeah, it was interesting that when Jeff Ross said his name and that it did that. Yes, that was definitely a weird kind of thing, but yeah, I get what Sean's saying. Like, then to put that on, like, oh, maybe Brody's spirit is here, and then you're saying it's kind of just I don't know.
I kind of agree with you guys. I don't know. It's just so weird. I mean, there's so many different theories of what could have happened and what people are witnessing. Like, me and Jay have talked about this before. Like, I kind of think that time is it's kind of an illusion, that everything's just happening at once, right? So it's like we're being born, we're existing, and then we're dying all at the same time, but just in different places, right? So think about if think about this, right? If time does exist like that and everything's happening at once, how many layers of history are sitting on top of each other right then and there, and millions of people laughing at once, millions of, like, these people
unless
dying.
Phil's show.
But you know, it's like, this is a story out here in Seattle that we knew somebody who managed the club, the Comedy Underground, and he was upstairs working on paperwork, and all of a sudden he just heard roarous laughter just out of nowhere. And he was like, this place has been closed for like hours. And he goes down there, nobody's there, but just an eruption of laughter. So, I mean, I believe in energy. I believe that, like, you know, they say what limestone holds crazy amount of energy in it. So if it's got a bunch of negativity in it, that's going to reverberate. I think if you've got a bunch of positivity in it, it's going to reverberate. I don't know if it's, you know, Brody Stevens' soul. I agree with you. I think that there's a thing of like, dude, you like, that'd be like if somebody died, you go in their house and, you know, they're not even dead yet. And you're just like, yo, is so-and-so here? Like, it just feels a bit disrespectful. You know, I get why they did it. I get why he did it, because when he said Brody, the stage did that. So Brody became the focus of the show. Why was it Brody
though? They went like, this is how they found out it was Brody. Brody, is that you? I understand. And it's like, dude, why didn't they? So if they would have done this,
yeah,
Kinnison, is that you? I mean, I don't understand. And it's like, oh, so it's like they just said a name and went with it. It was not like derived from anything.
But you said it yourself. You said it yourself that. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think that it originated from Jeff Ross talking on stage. Once he said Brody and then the stage did the thing, that's when Brody became the focus. I don't think he would have been the focus had that have not happened. You know
correct.
What I mean?
And Sean said it himself. He said that Jeff knew Brody better than any of us did. And if it was in such poor taste, don't you think that either Jeff would have removed himself from the show at that point, forcing them to have to come up with something else, or they would have got more backlash from other comedians and, you know, something, and made more of a hullabaloo out of it. It was, I mean, it didn't seem like Jeff had a problem with it. So, I mean, I don't know. That's such a weird take.
Yeah. And if Jeff doesn't have a problem with, there's a lot of things that I consult Jeff's book on to see if he has a problem with it first before I consider if I do or not. So that's a good point.
Can you imagine
donkey?
Can you imagine if this episode had taken place in like a brothel, and then they were like, oh yeah, you know, Diamond, she died here, and then they just started communicating with.
Is that you, Tam and Joe?
I came into that show too late. I don't know who Tammy Joe is. Damn it.
Oh no, it was from yesterday. So
yeah,
we'll say really quick. So on the Love in Black and White, we always do scenarios. So we did a scenario. The question was, could you date a person that used to be a racist? So I played Tammy Joe, and we were gonna go to dinner. Manny, my boyfriend, we were gonna go to dinner, and I was like, okay, just before we go, I just need to let you know, I used to be in the Klan, no longer. don't trip. And you know, my daddy's got a swastika on his forehead, but he don't believe that no more.
So stupid.
This reminds me of
I mean, it's fucked up because Tammy Joe just passed away recently. I mean, why would you do that?
That's not cool. I didn't know that. Yeah, I did, Phil. That's a good point. I like how you learned just like Michael did.
Oh man.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say though?
It just reminded me what you guys were talking about. There's Greg. What's his name? The comedian Greg.
Geraldo.
No, it might not even be Greg now that I think about it. So, anyways, he has this podcast and he has Norm Macdonald on it, and on this podcast, he has this new whatever part of the show segment that's called "Try to Get Out of It," and so he sets up
Fitzsimmons.
Fitzsimmons.
He's had that for a while. Yeah, he'll talk your way out.
Oh, okay.
So this one is, he goes, okay, here's the setup. Norm, you got this girl, man, and like she's super hot, and you guys, you know, you just get into bed, and she starts screaming out the craziest racist shit you've ever heard in your life. And she's so loud that the neighbors hear it. And this neighbor, he's a black dude, and he walks in and he opens up that door and he's looking at you while she continues to scream that shit. What do? And he goes through all these questions. He's like, so we're having sex right now? He's like, yeah, you're having sex right now. You're like mid-coitus. And the guy walks in. Okay, and wait, so is the guy who walks in, is he black? Yeah, he's black. So what would you do? He's like, I tell that dude, let's kill that honky bitch. He's like, oh, so you just go right into it and just take the other dude's side. And he said, it's one of the funniest fucking bits I've ever heard. Let's kill this honky bitch.
Stephen Ward said that he remembered watching Brody Stevens and Tana Manu in on Seattle Public Access TV. Tana.
Wow.
So I never
Crazy.
met Tana. Did you ever meet Tana? Any of you guys?
I didn't. I know the
Yeah.
name.
You did
Yeah,
this?
he
You
came
met
down
him,
to
Manny?
Tacoma a few times.
Randomly, I think he did like a show at the Parlor one time, and somebody had him there, and we chatted. He was cool, dude.
I heard
Yeah.
like I remember people saying like how he was such a great comic, like and I saw him talking at Brody's funeral with because they like showed it for everybody. They streamed it, and I'll say this really quick, my little Brody Stevens story. I think we all kind of have like an interaction or story that if you ever met him or anything.
I know who he is. Yeah. Okay.
And I don't want this to come off like me trying to portray that me and Brody were like really, really close, but we were friendly. So one of the last interactions I had with Brody, he was at Flappers headlining in the main room, and I was sitting there on the side, and some guy on the second level in the middle like starts like kind of bantering with Brody, and like if you ever seen Brody, it could literally crush or go nowhere because he's always in the moment and stream of consciousness, and he's always like kind of fishing with his act, and it can be some of the most beautiful things, and or it could just go nowhere. Yeah. Well, this night he was having a so set, but this guy starts kind of like talking shit to Brody. And then Brody's like finds out that the guy's from Seattle, and then Brody just starts shitting on him and Seattle and this and that. And the guy stands up like he wants to fight, and I'm over on the side, and so I start walking towards it, and Brody notices me, and he's like, "Big Irish J has my back," and he's like, in his
Nice.
Brody tone.
Yeah.
Starts, and so me and I think some of the staff kicked the dude out, and so then Brody went on like a riff talking about me and like how I'm the man. So a week later, I'm at the Improv, and Brody's on stage, and I just walked into the room, and I was over on the side. Brody glances, sees me, then changes his whole set, and then talking about almost got in a fight at Flappers. Big Irish J always has my back.
Dude, yeah.
And he was so yeah, Brody's he was such a good dude, man.
It's so funny, like full circle. Yeah, we were talking about Fitzsimmons. So a weekend that Fitzsimmons was there. Were you there?
Is so funny. Yes.
Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. So Brody, he's just in town, and Fitzsimmons wants him to do a guest spot. So he goes up, does like probably 10 minutes, but it's just absolutely tanking, and like he's getting nothing out of this crowd. And I'm just so used to it.
I remember one of the things he said. I'm sorry to interrupt you. One of the things he said on stage, he goes, Seattle International Comedy Competition, did it in 94, last place every night.
Yeah, dude. And it like literally he doesn't even get to like finish his joke. Fitzsimmons walks up on stage and like takes the mic from him. He was like, "Well, this was a fun social experiment. That's Brody's time," and then like pulls him off stage.
Brody.
And so like I'm just standing on the side, just chatting with Brody, and he's like, "Yeah, I don't know what happened," and I'm just like, "It was so good." Oh man,
I will say this. That's one thing, Phil. I'll give you. I don't know if it's a credit thing or something. You and Brody both like Brody always had that like little kid light in his eye, and you have that, Phil. Like you have that same thing.
I never knew.
I was just gonna say it's just sometimes he does good on stage.
Oh yeah. Okay, great. Yeah. So I never knew if he was doing that on purpose, right? And so, one time I saw him at the Haha down in LA, and I was like, I'm gonna go get a chance to talk to him for a second, and so. I knew it wasn't a super nice thing to say, but I was just like, yo, like you're so crazy with where you go on stage. I go, sometimes you just, you end up kind of bombing, but like, I go,
that was your intro. That was your meeting him.
Christ,
no, I had met him prior. I had met him prior, but it's not like he would have remembered me. And so anyway, I was just like, but I wonder if like, do you do that on purpose? I was like, I feel like some comedians, they like the fight of trying to come back. If they get themselves in a hole, they really like to try to see if they can win the audience back over. And I was like, I wonder if, do you do that with intention to try to get yourself into a hole to try to have to, because then it's actually becomes more of a game and more of a challenge, instead of just going up there and being robotic and doing your jokes or whatever, you actually, give yourself kind of this whole game to play. And yeah, he didn't. He wasn't a big fan.
And in your defense, Phil, you've never really been great about reading the room, so I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His first time,
I
was just going to tell
go ahead.
his first time meeting Doug Benson. Do you remember this, Phil?
Oh, great
Yes.
story. Great
Phil. All
story.
right, so yeah. Phil
Well,
is
people
big.
are comedians, right? I'm young, and I imagine
Story, Phil.
comedians should get a
Shut up,
joke.
Phil. Yeah, they are comedians.
You're not being one in that moment.
So
Yeah.
they should get a joke.
So
Tell one.
Doug Benson's at the parlor, and he's told me that he's going to let me open for him at back in Boston. I forget I can't at the Wilbur. At the Wilbur in Boston, which is this huge theater in Boston, which is like it's a month or two out. And at this point I'd never gotten high, and I told Doug I wanted to get high with him, so he was like, the final night he's there, he's like, you sure you want to do it? I was like, yeah, if you're gonna get high with somebody, why not do it with like the Bruce Lee of weed, right? Cool. So Phil is going to be my designated driver. Phil, excuse me, before I think before the second show, I'm like, hey Doug, this is my buddy Phil. Phil's wearing an all black hoodie and says to Doug, hey, hands him a black marker and goes, hey, can you sign my hoodie? And Doug goes, yeah, it's black. And he goes, yeah. Can you just sign it?
No, I said it more awkwardly than that. I go, no, do you think you could autograph my sweatshirt?
That's not awkward. That's crazy.
So he does that. So after the second show, we're gonna go back to Doug's room to smoke. So we're about to leave, and I say to Doug, I was like, hey Doug, is it cool if I bring my buddy? And he goes, yeah, just tell him don't be so weird. So we go up to his room, we smoke. It's my first time getting high. Yeah, this story.
I can't even hear it. Oh, this is weird.
Very cringy.
Man.
We're in the room. It's Phil, me, Justin Ruppel, right?
Mhm.
I think whoever was featuring for Doug, and somebody's on
David
the TV.
Huntsberger.
David Huntsberger.
I just
yes.
yeah.
And who was it that was on the TV that you were talking about that you
James Adomian.
Oh, James Adomian. So James Adomian is on the TV, and they're talking about first person stories because they know James and this and that. I'm high, but I even as fucking out of my mind high I am, I can feel Phil's energy next to me, just fucking like double dutch. He wants to get in this conversation so bad. So they stop talking about their real life stories. They're talking about their real life stories, and as soon as the minute the last letter of whoever's sentence comes out, Phil jumps in with this story about like you saw James somewhere or something. Phil,
yeah, he did like a Gary Busey impression, something like that.
But it was about 50 times longer than that Phil just said. So
right.
So Phil's telling the story, and again, even though I'm high, I'm still in my head because the room is silent. Phil has the floor, and as Phil's telling the story, in my head, I'm like, "Please have a point to the story. Please have a good ending. Please have a good ending." Goes on and on and on and on. Not a lot of laughs in the story, nothing, and then it just ends. It's dead silent, and then Doug Benson looks around and just goes, "Well, that ruined the evening. Everybody's got to go."
Oh my god!
And we got up and left. Oh fuck, dude.
Yeah.
And I remember the whole way home. Feels like, do you think he fucking does he like me? Is he mad at me? I go, dude, he's not gonna. As soon as we left the room, you fucking exited his brain. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Fucking,
Much better stories with Todd Glass.
Was there more listener email, Philip?
Hey, by the way, just to get off this,
Yeah.
People should watch. It's on YouTube. It's called Brody Stevens. Enjoy it. And dude, that I mean, yeah, there's funny parts to it, dude. There's one episode in particular that will really clue you into who Brody Stevens was, man.
And I don't know if actually I
watch.
heard this from Josh Wolf. So when they were up here, like they would do comedy together, right? And one night, he gets off stage and his real name is Stephen Brody, I guess, right? And he literally looks at Josh Wolf and he's like, you know what? He's like, people may not like Stephen Brody. but they're gonna love Brody Stevens. And then it just was like off to the races, man. So fucking cool.
And then you go
God,
by
that
Stephen
guy,
Brody
man.
Stevens.
Yep.
Yeah, he did an episode of that show up here. And Tana's on it. Well, Tana's in a lot of it, but yeah, I made it to that taping. You'll actually see a quick clip of my face in the audience in that episode.
I probably won't watch that one. What's the other email? Let's get 'em.
You know, well, I was gonna say, I'm sure you have it lined up, but speaking as far as passing away, did we want to say a little something about our friend that just kind of passed away?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you might have known him best of everybody, but you worked with him, right, Phil?
Yeah, I did. I was the assistant manager at Tacoma Comedy Underground while he was the manager.
Okay, well, yeah, go ahead and.
So yeah, it was Chris Brannon, the Sonics guy, which I don't know if I mean, I don't know how famous
Explain
he
the
is in the
Sonics
country,
guy.
but yeah, I was just gonna say in Washington, I mean,
So
he
hold
is
on, Sean's got a
especially in the
ghost.
South Puget
Hold on.
Sound.
Sean's got a ghost. What's happening, Sean?
I think he's.
Oh.
I think the ghost of Chris is in my room right now.
What a
Come on. Call the
Chris?
production cut. Get him out here. Let's do a show. Let's be respectful of the dead.
Ugh.
Is
Yuck.
it raining? Is it like the Rain Man?
But yeah, it's the Sonics guy. So he, you know, it's crazy. As I was looking back through his Facebook profile,
Phil Spates delivers you Sonic right as this
he had his family had posted photos of him when he was a child. I mean, as a teenager and up till now, and he has been wearing Sonics gear. I mean, since he was, you know, 6-7 years old. It looks like. So it's cool to know that he was always pretty much the Sonics guy at heart, or just a huge Sonics fan. And then as soon as our Sonics got taken away in Seattle to move to Oklahoma, he kind of just became a figurehead of the movement to bring him back. And nobody told him to do it. Nobody asked him to do it. He just took it upon himself. And he's got he had a big afro with a pick in it, and he would always wear Sonics gear. And I'm just saying it was part of his iconic look. And so whatever, dude.
Whoa.
You're trying to make fun of me for doing something
Why are you laughing?
that I'm not doing. It's
This
fine.
is wrong
dude.
on so many levels. He just
It's
passed.
fine.
You're
I
making
know.
fun of his,
Come on.
his heritage,
Come on,
and
Jay.
his hair, and his culture, and his
terrible.
parents.
I'm not saying anything. So
Man.
I'm saying I miss him. And so anyway, he would stroll around. He would hit almost any event. It didn't matter what the event was. He would go to the event wearing all of his Sonics gear and holding this "Bring 'em back" sign, and he started to get kind of noticed and known for that. And he got to the point where he could walk around almost anywhere, at any event, and people would just flock to him and just wanted to get a picture with him, just so they could say, "I have a picture with a Sonics guy," and it became really cool. He almost became just like the unofficial mascot of the movement to bring him back of the Sonics. And so he was also a very funny dude. He had been doing comedy forever. I mean, I saw him in pictures at the Comedy Underground when he had to have been a teenager or early 20s or something like that, you know? So it's crazy how long he was even in the comedy community in Seattle area too. And then Terrence Parsons had a funny story that I saw him post on Facebook about how we always gave Terrence, shout out to Terrence, but we always gave Terrence a hard time when he was coming up in comedy because he was just a really wanted to become friends with everybody and would just talk a mile a minute and kind of people kind of shunned him a little bit for that. And Chris told him a story about how there used to be this kid that came down from Vancouver
and he wouldn't shut the fuck
and
up.
He would want to hang out with everybody and become friends. And he wanted to become friends with Chris. And Chris was like, "No, dude, it's cool. It's cool." Well, turns out that kid was Seth Rogen. And, later on, years later, he was like, "Fuck, man, I wish I would have became friends with him. I could have fucking been in his clan of people that get work."
Good God.
In his gang of people, in his
gang, what the
little community of comedians. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, yeah, Chris was a great guy, and R.I.P. I miss him. You guys got any cool, funny stories or anything that you remember with him?
You know, go ahead, Jay.
I just was gonna say I'm like all my interactions with Chris were pretty brief. Like I mean, always nice and everything, but I think one time at the Tacoma Comedy Underground, he did a guest spot on. I think I was headlining there, and he did a guest spot and stuff, and it was fine. And but I didn't have a lot of interactions with him. You know, it was all kind of work related. You know, like he was running the managing the club and stuff like that.
Totally. And that's kind of my experience because me and Jay were at Parlor so much that we really didn't get a chance to maybe get down to Tacoma as much. I remember when you were down there, you know, you had the most interaction, but I mean, he was always super nice to me. I think I've seen him do a couple of sets, you know, but it's always interesting to me when people knew who I was, like, especially 2 years in, 3 years in, you know, they're like, oh yeah, so you're Manny, you know, like, yeah, I know your stuff and all this. And I'm like, you know, and I think it's just because I was like Jay's sidekick that people were like, oh shit, you know, come on up to the Parlor. And, you know, but I think I did like the international comedy competition and we were down there and he was a part of it. But I mean, he always to me like was kind of like white Jay-Z, the coolest dude in the room, you know what I mean? Just like in the back, you know, just
ruined.
Thank you, Sandy. Thank you, Sandy, for the good words. It was just like I don't know what he did to earn it, but like he could go. We would after the show, we'd walk around the Ave, and we could stroll into any bar, and you know, at the time when I was drinking, I loved being his tag along for that because the moment he'd walk into any bar, people would just be like, hey man, let me grab you something to drink. Oh, what's your name? Yeah, you want one too? Yeah, okay, thank you.
Dude, that's always like
it's crazy.
Feeling.
You're like, I'm Mariners guy.
But yeah, anyway, so yeah, we love you, Chris, and may you make God laugh in the sky. And then we have another one, and this is from our loyal listener Stefan, who I believe is here with us right now.
Yeah.
Thank you, Stefan. And Stefan writes, hello, Fox and friends. I like that introduction. That's good. With the passing of Chris Brannon, aka Sonic Guy, wow, on topic. At 47 years old, you never know when your time will come. Yeah, so young. He goes, if, however, you did know that tomorrow would be your last day, what would your last meal be?
Ooh, vagina. Am I right?
Am I right?
Hello. Yes.
What would your last meal be, man? I don't know how you guys are. Like I get in kicks where, you know what? Actually, I know what it would be. It'd be goldenrod. I'd have goldenrod.
Yeah.
These guys know it's my grandmother made it every Christmas. It's you can.
My goldenrod was.
We don't have PC Manny here. Go ahead. You was fucking homophobic piece of shit.
I was like, is that golden penis, Jay? I thought you said goldenrod. Is that what he said?
Yeah, he said goldenrod.
Okay,
yeah,
so.
yeah, you were right.
The best dick ever.
I just unzip my pants and then a light shines. But you can, for those that are interested, you can Google eggs a la goldenrod. But my grandmother used to make that every year for Christmas, and I've made it for Sean before. Did I ever make it for you, Manny?
Mm-mm.
Or
I don't
Phil?
think about it either. No.
Yeah.
The only thing you ever made for me were like these dope smoothies. And I was just it was always like, that was the cool thing about being roommates was like, hey, yo, you want a smoothie? I'm like, fuck yeah, I want a smoothie.
So mine would be goldenrod. I was going to go through this long, but when I thought about it, mine's goldenrod. You guys?
Okay. Mine would be just my like mom and aunt, like all their soul food that they do, like some mac and cheese. God, I mean, they make the best desserts, fucking cornbread, all that good stuff. So just soul food, but just from them, barbecue, all that. What about you, Phil?
So it's crazy. Story that goes along with this is my great grandpa. When he died, the night before he died, he wanted. I guess it was weird. It was weird because it was almost like he knew.
Whoa. Mr. Fox?
You guys are
Willis.
What's he talking about, Willis? Go ahead.
assholes.
But it was like I don't know if he knew or not. I mean, it's weird how you have some people just seem to have the power to just let go. But he wanted watermelon, a root beer float, and he wanted to watch a Mariners game. And my mom made sure that he got a root beer float and watermelon, and he got to watch the Mariners game, and he died later that night. So I mean, I guess he got his last meal that he wanted. Pretty crazy.
Wow.
Myself, I think mostly kind of with you, Jay, gravy. I want gravy on everything. I want mashed potatoes and gravy. I want fucking biscuits and gravy. I want just the most fucking comfort food: bacon, mac and cheese, pizza, and a big ass milkshake
There you
to
go.
wash it all down. I don't know, just all the fucking comfort food, sweet, salty, all that shit.
What about you, Sean?
And some pussy.
And some cock.
I think
Sweet
I
and
just
salty.
I'd make myself like a really good my final iced vanilla latte,
Oh,
and then
there you
I'd go find a place that was really with a nice view, and I'd drink that motherfucker, and I'd put that barrel in my mouth, and finally end this fucking charade.
The last part was coming. I was like, "Where's the fucking shotgun going to come into this?"
You know what's so crazy, and this just blows my mind. It's like we
That
all
would have
have.
blown Sean's
Well, yeah, there you go. We all have that that countdown clock on our lives, right? We just don't know when it is, and it's just wild to think that it could be 50 years, it could be 2 days. You just never know. And I mean, to anybody watching this, count every second as a blessing, man, because somebody didn't wake up. They weren't here this morning. So
Yep.
yeah.
Dude, I'm all about experiences now, dude. That's
Exactly.
my thing.
Yeah.
But, okay,
100%.
Can't take it to the grave.
if you could know, would you? If somebody's like, I can tell you the day you're gonna die. Do you
Nope.
want to know?
Nope.
Man.
Nope.
What if you go, yeah, and they go, well, it might actually be the hour.
Yeah, you're like, no, yeah, I do want to know. And they're like, 7, 6.
Dude, yeah. I mean, that's the beauty of it all, is that you get to kind of live not knowing. I mean, could you imagine if Chris had known when he was gonna go? You'd be living in fear for the next, if you only knew you had 2 years left. I mean,
There's
how
a great
scary.
movie. There's a really great movie called Melancholia with Kirsten Dunst, and it is about literally the end of the world. There's a planet that's heading towards the planet, and it's going to destroy it. And there's no fucking in this movie. There's no saving the planet from fucking colliding with the planet. It is coming. They are going to die.
Go.
And the entire movie focuses just on one family, not the entire Earth, just one family. And basically everything what you're saying, they have to go through all of the different fucking stages of acceptance about
that
what
sounds great.
It's a amazing
No, because
movie.
dude, that's what you want. Finally, one. It's like it doesn't work out. This is what it is. You're all gonna die. How do you deal with it, dude?
Exactly.
That's a great premise, man.
It's an insane movie, and basically, you would think, yeah, what you want to go do all the great. No, these people get depressed.
Yeah.
they curl up, and they're just then they try to figure out some kind of meaning or sense to all of it. But then the movie ends, not to spoil it, with the world getting fucking blown up.
I
Good.
guess I don't need to watch it now.
What else?
But,
We got
yeah.
anything else, Phil?
Any other emails?
I double check, but I think that's it for today. So if you would like to send us anything, please do. I see some people letting us know what their last meals would be. That's awesome. Put it in the comments, or if you want to send us an email, please do so at hwppod@gmail.com. That's hwppod@gmail.com.
Okay.
Back to you guys.
Got a bunch of stuff on here real quick. Actually, I'm gonna put this down here a little bit. Sean, I wanted you to tell Sean had a fucking great thing happen with the gas. Okay, tell it.
I was just talking to you on the phone last night. I stopped by the 7-Eleven, and so we're on video call, and this dude walks up. Jay didn't see the dude, but I think you could hear him, right? And I was talking to him. But anyways, he comes up, and this guy, he's like with 3 dudes in the car. He's like, "Hey, man, dude, this is embarrassing, bro. Like, we're trying to get somewhere. We have no gas. I hate even doing this, but And I was like, no, dude, I get," because he looked like he was being pretty sincere in his delivery. I was like, no, I get it, man. And, we all get in positions where maybe a little help would be that one little thing we need to make our lives move.
You're right.
But I'm in my head, I'm like, but
does he
I'll
want
help
cash?
I'll help you out with gas for sure. So I go
Right.
inside, I come back out, and he's like, hey, what's up, man? And I was like, let's rally over there, dude. Let's handle this. He's like, over where? And I was like, dude, let's get that gas. Like, I'll put $10. I'll throw $10 in that thing. He's like, hey, man, nah. Yeah, like everybody says, he's like, oh, no, that's cool, man. All right, cool. And then he just got in and left. But it's like, bro.
He just wanted the cash.
It's just funny.
It's
just funny.
It's the same thing. Jay used to have this great story about one of his friends' moms.
Oh, yeah. Damian Smith's mom. She's a very Christian woman, and one time it was a Sunday, and she was in her Sunday best, and I think we stopped at like a 7-Eleven or something, and there was a guy there that asked for money, and she said, okay, well, this is my tithes, so if I give this to you, know that I'm giving you God's money. And he just goes, keep it.
So good.
Oh, Sean,
Because I'll tell you why, Natasha, because
well, here, read it.
Natasha has this comment, says, why do people always ask Sean for money at the gas station or convenience store? He had another story like this. Yeah. Well, it's like the law of averages first. It's if you're at a place a lot, it will happen to you more. So it's like when I lived out in Hawthorne, I stayed with Jay and this other dude, and I'd be out in
Exactly.
Sean has that nice guy look. Thank you, Sandy. I appreciate that.
He's white Jay-Z. He looks like he's made of money.
But dude, I'd get fucked with out in Hawthorne often, dude.
Yeah, for those that don't know, Hawthorne's in Inglewood, and
and
predominantly not white.
Yeah, probably not
It's
white.
rough.
And
It's a rough area.
there's a huge what is that called? It's not discrimination. There's this thing though, a huge bias towards white people out there, man. I get it, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's it's a whole nother world. Like I'm talking about, like getting held up in ATMs or getting eggs thrown at you your first day you're there.
It's the opposite of Pasadena.
Yeah, right. But see, what happens is I'm out and about a lot, because like Jay would be like, dude, why does that shit happen? I'm like, well, dude, I'm out all the time, like somewhere doing, like out in that world. And so that's why I get fucked with this law of averages. Yeah. So, but plus I also roll around in a dope BMW, and so
you have the fucking let me go call back to it.
We get it. You have a nice car.
I don't have a BMW.
But
yeah.
Jack,
There we go.
What did I miss? You haven't talked about the BMW yet. I didn't even see that when I said it. Oh, that's great. Hell yeah, Jack.
I was going to tell a story of when I was in Boston. I worked with this dude, Jim Gilday. Old
Here we
school
go.
Boston guy. You know this story, Sean?
Sandy, I think I've got a reputation. People don't want to hear me talk anymore.
They love you.
No, they don't.
Yeah, no, they say that when Jay gets ready to do Tammy Joe also.
Tammy Joe.
Okay.
No, so you usually you take the T in Boston, like you would take the T, the subway to get to work or whatever. So Jim, old school Boston guy, he's on the T, and this dude's asking him for money. I think he asked him for like $5 or $10 or something. And this is in the winter, snow and everything. And Jim Gilday kind of looks him up and down, and the guy had on like Jordans, right? And Jim just goes, all right, give me your shoes. The guy goes, what? He goes, give me your shoes. And the guy goes, come on, man. And he goes, I'm not just going to give you $5. Give me your shoes. And then the guy's like, yeah, fuck it. He's like, I guess you don't want it. Oh, fuck.
It's wild to think that, like, I mean, how many people scam people out of that money, and it's untaxed. Imagine that you get, 100.
Oh, dude,
people.
you've seen the ladies, and I mean the guys and ladies. Like there was one lady that she would put on like a wig and and she had like a van that she would change in, and she'd go out and have you seen this, Manny?
No.
Oh, just Google like fake homeless person, I think, and she would like.
Oh.
Yeah. You seen it, right, Sean?
Then they go get back in their BMW.
BMW. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. There was like a Mercedes chick or something where she had like a brand new Mercedes.
Yeah.
She had a kid she took out to be a lure, and her husband had some dope ride, and they lived in a real nice house.
Well, do you guys remember the crazy scenario with that homeless guy a few years back where they did like a GoFundMe for him, and it was all bullshit.
Oh yeah, remember
Yeah.
it was the couple who the
Mhm.
girl said she got the flat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Hey,
Damn.
there's a dude out. If you're old school like OG Seattle downtown, you would know this. There is this old dude who used to, and I used to work on the streets. I worked in the at hotels, so I worked down on First at Alexis
Okay,
Hotel.
sure.
Worked on the street there though, so you'd see the people all the time. There was this old dude who was like a staple in downtown Seattle. He was this dude about 80 some years old. He's super short. He's arched over. He's like bent over with bad back, and he would have a sweeper and one of those black things you put down and put the shit into, whatever those are called.
Oh yeah.
Huh?
Right?
Mhm.
You know what they're called? Huh?
The sweep.
Huh?
Yeah, it's like that black thing that like when you go
it's like,
down with it,
it's like the
dustpan thing.
Yeah.
Why
So,
is it gotta be black?
Why is that something you'd pick up on? So
Jay won't say it. God damn it.
you can't ever win. So, but here's the thing. Look, I got them all just ready. They're cocked. I think some of my BMW
You're
on the way
cocked.
to these shows.
So stupid.
So, anyways, this guy, he's 85, super short, goes around sweeping up downtown, lives in a old white Cadillac. It's a 4-door, like old white Cadillac. Well, dude, we all knew him, all going around all the time. You always saw him. He's like this Chris dude. Well, dude, the guy dies, and there's a story in the Seattle Times about it. He had $6 million in his bank.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, are you
And this is how
are
he
you here
goes
right
there.
now? Are you here right now? You wanna put your black thing down on the ground? Huh? Are you here?
Oh my god.
The black thing on the ground is so stupid.
Oh man. So he had
Oh,
$6
sorry,
million.
yeah, go ahead.
Sean's so angry.
I don't get what he was doing. I guess I don't get the joke. But usually that's
Oh, really?
how
Oh,
it goes when
okay.
something comes out.
Oh,
of the
Yeah,
joke.
fuck.
No.
We're not gonna try to summon you when you die.
One of my favorite homeless people in Seattle was the this guy who used to be outside the club whenever you
That's
would
my
leave.
punishment. Is he's not going to summon me when I die?
Yeah.
Jesus, I wish you wouldn't summon me now.
This dude, whenever you would leave the club, he'd be outside and he'd just sing this song. He's like, "Can a brother get 15 cents? Can a brother get 15 cents?"
Yeah.
I was like, you could get $1, man. That shit was dope.
I
On the
always
flip-
appreciate it when they're like, hey, I'll do 50 push-ups or I'll do a flip or whatever. Like, I mean, I don't want to sound like but I mean, they're like, I don't want you to just give me money. They're like, I'll work for it or I'll do something, you know. And so I'm like, all right, you know, I get it. You know.
Dude
On the
in a
flip
wheel-
side of that coin, dude, we had a dude. We had a dude
Hold
living
on,
in our.
wait, Manny.
It's a dude in a wheelchair. Jay's like, do a flip.
Walk.
Walk.
Oh, that was funny when I
Fucking
said
assholes.
Oh.
it first. Yeah.
We had a dude on the flip side of that coin. So we had a dude living here that, you know, was like this reborn Christian. And he was saying that, you know, your whole purpose in life should just be to help others however you can, whenever you can. So while he was living here, you know, he had some money saved up, but not that, you know, it wasn't endless. And he was going every single place he would go. If he would see a homeless person, he would stop and he would hand them $100 bill. And, you know, we're living with a bunch of addicts, so people would be riding with him and they're like, are you kidding me? Why in the hell would you ever give somebody $100? I mean, you know, when you probably have a good idea what they're going to go do with the cash. And all he would request back is that they pray with him. You know what I mean? Because it was like he was
They're
so
like, please, Lord.
he was so pushy that nobody wanted to listen to him about it. And so the only way he could really get people to pray with him was by giving them $100 and say, come over here, brother. Come over here and pray with me for 15 minutes.
Come here, brother.
He talked a lot like Hulk Hogan.
Brother, you accepted the Lord Jesus Christ and these 23-inch pythons.
Speaking of that, everybody who's watching tonight, make sure you tune into Young Rock. We've got two of our buddies on the show tonight, Adam Ray and Nate Jackson. So
Nate Jackson, hell yeah.
Yeah, man. Junkyard Dog.
Dude.
Hell
Awesome,
yeah.
Nate.
I'm really rooting for Nate Jackson out of that group of people you named. Go Nate Jackson.
fuck?
What the fuck?
Quick question. Well, before I get to, I wanted to get the people's input, you guys and all the people watching right now. But before I get to that, Phil, do you have a song and review?
A song and review. Oh shit. Yeah, I do. I like the song that was kind of maybe ghostwritten for me, but it was a good song, and I'm trying to just remember the song's lyrics by looking them up.
Wait, is this Graham's little boy?
Real quick. No.
Yeah.
No, this is the just sex
Oh.
talk guy. But yeah.
Like a
Where's
new
the fucking
segment or
song?
something? What is this? What are we doing?
Here, let me try to find your lyrics. Oh, here it goes.
What the fuck is happening?
Oh,
What
here we go.
lyrics?
Yep.
Since you won't date me, this will do. It's Granny's little boy sex toy review. Yeah. What's
Yeah.
up?
Saying,
Yeah.
Okay.
finally.
Granny's little boy is.
Thank you,
Phil's,
Manny, for the
failure of
lyrics.
artist.
Anyway,
Wait.
so yeah,
No.
if we really want to start doing sex toy review, a la Phil, I'd say that today we'll go with something a little more affordable for those dudes out there that still want to enjoy something else besides their the old 5-knuckle shuffle.
What is
There's
this,
one-
Phil's hand?
There's
Phil
one
will come
called
to your house and
the
back you up.
yeah, for $40. For $40, you can buy a sleeve called the Juicy Lucy, made by Adam and Eve. I tried this one out before I bought the fleshlight because I couldn't wait for the
give
fleshlight.
the proper name of the one you bought.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
not
the turbo ignition, yeah. But before I,
the turbo ignition.
I couldn't wait for. I was too, I wanted that instant gratification. You know what I mean? And I couldn't, quite wait for it to come in the mail.
Or in
Because
your
I was
hands.
waiting, yeah. And so anyway, I went to my local sex store, which is Lovers, yeah, and
Lover's Package.
yeah,
Over
well
there in,
they took the
148th
package.
and,
They took the package off. It's just called Lovers now. So
Okay.
give respect where respect is due. Put
Sure,
some
I will,
respect
yeah.
back on the name.
Is this
And,
the place right off the off ramp there off of 405? Or?
Well, they're a chain, so they're
Okay.
kind of located all over the place.
Sure.
I think they're national. So wherever you like to shop for your sex toys, this one's made by Adam and Eve. And it's called Juicy Lucy, and it gets the job done. It's nothing special or anything to write home about, if you write home about such things.
Yeah.
And but it has a very natural feel. It's got a plethora of nubs on the inside.
When you say it's natural, it feels natural. Natural to what? Like, what would you equate that?
Was it alien
To skin,
pussy?
to skin. They used like this like cyber skin type material that feels kind of fleshy. I will say the fleshlight actually is really, really close. I mean, when your dick is inside of it, it feels close your eyes. It feels pretty crazy.
Does like that feeling overtake the depression and shame that you feel, or
Right.
is it about equal?
It curbs it for about 5 to 7 minutes.
Until you find yourself with a bottle of Dawn in a hot water faucet, and you're like, "What did I do?" This is where we usually we lose Sandy right about here.
Oh my god.
Usually.
Sorry.
Yeah.
By the way, you're with your Lucy? Was it Juicy Lucy?
Juicy Lucy, yeah, it's a self-lubricating
That's even
Self-lubricating.
worse.
masturbation sleeve. I don't know. No.
Wait,
How's it
it's
self-lubricating?
Because you just spit. It gives you a target on it.
No,
You just
I don't know.
spit
Maybe
on the
there's.
target.
I don't know. I
It
can't
really
remember.
feels like
Maybe
this
they're
could be an alien. It feels like it could be an alien type thing with all the nubs on the inside,
This is the
and it's
worst.
self-lubricating. It just, I don't know, Phil. Like,
Dude,
I mean,
need
you know what?
church, bro.
Okay, let's ask this. Out of 5 stars, Phil.
Oh,
See
geez.
how
wow.
it has. See how it has like different textures on the inside. The nubs. See the nubs.
It looks like it has genital warts.
What the fuck is that? It looks like
Yeah.
Anyway,
it looks
that's the
like
inside
a
of the
map
sleeve.
to an old mine.
Well, make sure you have a canary with you when you go
Do it.
inside.
The 49er, 69er.
Yeah. All right, Phil. Out of 5 stars.
Yeah, that one's just a solid 3 for me. I think the fleshlight right now is definitely taking the top of the heap. I've used so many, so we can go for quite a few weeks.
Can
Okay,
we
what were you gonna
change the rating system to like 5? How many tugs?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
There you
5
go.
tugs,
5
3
tugs?
tugs.
Yeah,
It's
so
a 3
tugs?
tugger. Yeah, 3
Three
tugger.
tugger.
Yeah, and Sandy's got a great point here that she just rolled in with, by the way.
Well, I don't know. Can I? I mean, I didn't. Well, I did show part of the thing. Well, I thought I just showed the inside, which should be okay. I don't
think
know.
it's fine. I don't think it'll get taken
Yeah.
down.
you're-
Okay, here's my do you want to is
It's
there an outro
copywritten,
song?
so don't copy me. That was a review. Hey, all right.
Well thought out.
That's what it deserved. That was
Oh
perfect.
my
Fuck. All right.
God.
All right,
We'll come
here.
up with
This
something
is
better.
this is what I wanted to get everybody's input on. Okay, so so I have to, I take wrinkles out to shit and piss, and it's like
Nice.
3 or 4, it's like I don't know,
Great
30
transition.
30 feet. Well, no, you'll let me get to it. It's like 30 feet away is the lawn. And right by the lawn is a giant sign that says like no skateboarding, no biking, blah blah blah, right? So this kid, he's probably 15, 16, will fucking be there right in front of the sign doing like kick flips and all this other shit on his skateboard for hours on end. Now, two things. One, it scares the shit. He never, as I'm walking towards the grass, he never moves. He's always in the fucking, and I'm like, you don't fucking see me about the, and he scares the shit out of wrinkles. But the other thing is, it's just like for hours on end, you just hear this consistent fucking, like, it sounds like wood falling, because he's doing a kickflip.
He lives there?
You can hear this from
His
inside
parents
the house?
do, yeah.
You can hear this from inside the apartment, or?
Oh yeah.
And how old is he again, you said?
I'd say he's probably 14, 15, around there.
Fight him.
And so what do I say? Yeah, he's not technically skateboarding, like he's not riding, but he's just and it's like you just hear this. You'll be watching TV and you just hear this over and over.
Yeah. Wait. So is he white or is he black?
He's white.
Whoa.
Oh, okay. Yeah, since he's white, just call the cops. You're good.
No, wait, hold on. He's black.
Okay, yeah, in that case, don't say shit. He's good.
You better kick, push, and coast.
Yeah,
Wait, what?
exactly. Let him just skate.
Oh.
Kick, push, and coast.
God.
Yeah, what is
Lupe Fiasco.
So do I just fucking let it go? Like the first time I walked by and I saw it, I wanted to just be like, hey, you see that fucking sign 3 feet from where you're doing all this shit? You see where it says no skateboarding? But I haven't said anything. I've just been like fucking dealing with it. But it gets
What an old
like,
man.
it'll also be late at night too. Like, starts getting
Crank.
into like 11, 11:30, 12.
Yeah.
And I'm like, motherfucker.
Dude, it's so tough because it's like kids right now, they don't have outlets, right? With school being, gone and all this stuff. So, I mean, kids are dealing with depression on a whole nother level. So you
Well,
gotta be
I got a great outlet for him. The Juicy Lucy is very affordable.
Manny, can you do a PC Manny on that? Because he's telling a minor 14-year-old.
Yeah, so PC Manny needs to step in here. We just want to let everybody know that here on the HollingsWorthless podcast, that
And
we do
hopefully
not-
beyond this show,
Play with
too.
your
But-
balls.
Yeah,
Feel
we-
your balls.
we do not endorse giving kids sexual advice.
Nope.
You should learn that from your parents, or
Wait, what?
Tom
no,
Green.
how the birds and the bees, go. You learn that
Oh,
from
got
either
it.
a parent or a school teacher, but not from a man named Phil Fox on the HollingsWorthless podcast. Back to you, Phil.
Thank you. So I wanted to get a temperature of the room. So Manny, you say just let it go.
No,
and
I
deal
would
with it.
actually it's like Patrice O'Neal said. Once you start owning shit, you become a little bit different. You know what I mean? Like you appreciate, the cops a little bit more, although like fuck some of them. But I will say this. I think that's some shit where I'm becoming older, where I would just call the apartment management and be like, hey, there's this motherfucker who just will not stop. Because I had a horrible room. I had a horrible neighbor, and they were like gangsters. Fuck, man. I mean, they had a pit bull that was pissing off the edge of the balcony, and it would drip down onto my balcony. And I told the apartment people, because she was like, do not go up there. Those motherfuckers are crazy. We're about to kick them out soon. So it's like, you don't want to have to bring drama, and then all of a sudden this 15-year-old kid's breaking into your place. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's the last thing you need. So I mean, if and it's if he's bothering your dog, you don't want your dog to be tormented. And also you want to, you pay to live in this place, so you don't want to be miserable. I would just say at some point you need to I would just let the apartment people handle it, or the condo people handle
I
it.
say you're a big dude, and you could go outside and just be like, I will bring hell down on you. And he'd probably freak the fuck out and run away and never come back to that area of the apartment complex again.
Except to sleep, shit, eat, live. 'cause
Live.
his parents.
Well, does he literally live like right at the one where you live? Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Well, tell him to just go fuck off and do it somewhere else. I mean, dude, you're grown up. What's he gonna do? He's 14, 15 years old, dude.
But think about this, Phil.
Like,
Then all of a sudden,
he's gonna
but then,
go,
or this kid gets pissed,
Go tell him that
and
you're gonna tell his parents.
and then he takes a skateboard to Jay's car. Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Say,
Like,
hey,
that's
dude, I'm
why-
gonna go tell your parents on you.
And
All right.
yeah,
Oh
no.
God, gross. So look, dude, here's how you do it, man.
Yeah.
Here we go.
The voice of reason. Here
White
we go.
Jay-Z.
So,
Yeah.
dude, here's what I do. I think you're in a good position, man, because you take that dog out to piss and shit, which gives you an absolute reason to be in front of this kid for some reason. This is honestly how I do it. I don't know, because I'm just getting the story, right? There's a lot, though, like what his face is like, his attitude, his personality. Dude, this might be how I'd work it. That's not how teens work. Phil's out of touch with a lot of things.
Except it's fucking loosey-goosey.
This is what I would do, though, man. I'd be out there with the dog. Hopefully, when that kid's there, if that kid's out there and you see him skateboard, hopefully he's got the skateboard. Look, dude, I think he's out there. Teenagers don't think 2 seconds past their own dicks, so they don't.
Right.
I don't think he's like, I'm doing this, probably bugging people, but fuck him. I think he's doing it, just enjoying himself inside his own head. This is how I might do it. Because, dude, you're a cool dude. Be out there. No, I'm saying,
I'm
though.
no white Jay-Z, but thank you.
No, but I'm saying, no. No, here's something. But you're cool, though. So, like, if you were, like, to a 15-year-old, you're like, hey, man, that's a dope skateboard, bro. That shit's sick. Hey, so what do you do on that thing? How long you been riding it? He's like, I can kickflip. Okay, let's see a kickflip, dude. I knew how to kickflip when I was a kid. Let's see your fucking kickflip. But then that's your moment to have a moment with him and have an agreement, dude. This is dope. You know what's dope about you the most, man? You come out here and you practice this shit every fucking day, and that's how you get good at anything. Hey, dude, but check it out, man. Let's do this. That can be a little loud. I'm trying. Come up with your thing about how it fucks my dog up a little bit. And, dude, I think it's dope you're doing this, and I don't want to stop it because I love that shit. And skateboarding's not illegal.
Yeah.
So do your shit.
Okay, wait.
I was going to say, he goes like this. He goes, oh, dope, dude. Then I'll just come and do it in front of your window so you can watch me do it all the time.
I didn't get to the last part. So then I was like this. So if this doesn't go the way I'm trying to help you figure out for yourself, son, I'm going to beat your ass in front of your parents, your girl. Like, no. But dude, that's how I do it. Man.
So
I
I would take Sean's advice, and then when you're like, dude, man, that's so dope that you can. I used to skateboard back in the day. You get on that shit, you jump in the middle of it, and you snap that shit in half.
Oh shit!
Let me
Okay,
try to do it again.
Now it's over. Now there's no skateboard
Now
for
there's no
anybody.
skateboard. Yeah.
You also can just say, yeah, that's so awesome that you do all that and everything. Man, the chances of you actually becoming a professional skateboarder are so thin. I mean, dude, it's pretty fruitless. I mean, you're never going to make any money with it or go anywhere with it or get a girl
have
with
you
it,
heard of the
so-
loosey-goosey?
But,
I just give up now.
Dude, I want to, when I'm walking the dog out there, he doesn't stop. Like, you can see the dog, Wrinkles is freaking out. Like, every time he's like, fucking doesn't stop, keeps doing it, doesn't move. Like, I have like a fucking, the walkway is now cut in half because he's just sitting there. So I have to move around him, and I want to just fucking punch him in his head. Be like, hey, motherfucker, you don't see.
I mean, you literally could address that and be like, hey, yo, my man, like, you're
That
scaring
right
the dog.
there.
You're scaring my dog, and you're doing it in an area where we're not really supposed to be doing this. Could you take it to the parking lot at least?
Could you wait? Do that again, Manny, but do the everybody loves the Manny pimp voice.
I just gotta say, first off, my man, I don't want to have to slap the shit out of you, but you're scaring my dog, and I don't like nobody scaring my bitches except for me. You know what I'm saying? So I need you to check that shit. Thank you.
Oh shit! Oh, that's a good
I like
one.
that, Manny.
I disagree, Dead Fulio. I hope he is watching this and quit fucking doing it.
Hey, but that's a good point, though. Hey, bro, look, man, the skateboard, dude. Honestly, you get it. Those kinds of like, it's like you got to speak a little bit of somebody else, not be this, get that
I
shit
agree,
off my
Natasha.
grass, you son of a bitch. You got to be like, bro, come on, dude. You get it. Like, dude, come on, man. Ease up.
I wondered, like, just speaking to what Natasha wrote, Jay, you're now officially crotchety. I wonder now, dude, like me and you, Sean, because you're closer to my age, but like if we do that, or if you do that, how we think it's coming out, how they hear it. The difference.
Oh, yeah.
If I'm like, bro, can you? And then what he hears is, hey, brother, can you?
Yeah. Fuck, man.
All right.
I get it.
Okay, shit. I just noticed the time. Okay.
It's
Let's start
tomorrow,
wrapping this
dude.
up. We got Phil's sex toy review in here. Okay, I'll leave this other shit for later. Really quick, anybody in the chat, any questions they want to throw out really quick?
Got my tooth fixed.
Yeah, looking good, man.
Oh, nice, man.
I kind of liked it
brand
the
new.
other way. Nothing. Okay, nobody's throwing anything out.
Oh,
I know.
Right taste, yeah.
All right, let's do our plugs. Sean, you want to start first?
Yeah, I talked about this yesterday. I'll be in Iowa at the Laughing Cow. It's in the middle of a dairy field. It's pretty dope. So come check. Oh, sorry, sold out.
Damn.
Oh, fuck.
I'll try to get these out sooner next time. My
Making
bad.
that money though, man. Good on
Might
you.
say the tickets are really moving. Manulus.
I know I shouldn't
That's
be
fucking funny though.
Yeah,
I like
that was on point. I know I shouldn't be promoting other podcasts, but this week will be the start of my my sports podcast with my coach and my buddy. I just don't have a name for it, so if you got any good sports names, throw it out.
I thought you did have a name. Wasn't it like his name or something?
Yeah, I was gonna do car sports, but then it's just like,
It's NASCAR.
yeah, but it's CARR, so I don't know, or
So
sports
it's
car.
What's everybody's name?
Sports car, I thought was good.
So it's me, Jeff Roundtree, we call him Tree, and then we've got Chris Carr, who's Coach Carr. I had like the original image was a picture of a car hitting a tree, and then that was going to be the debate between those two.
Tree, a car, and a rose.
Ooh,
Or Rojas, or no?
Rojas. Yeah, that's not bad.
That's
We'll play around. I'll ask you guys. It's not.
Or if the car hit the tree and then there was like a dead man inside the car.
Dead man.
Dude, if you would have said that, anybody on the show would have said that, I'd have been like, fucking shut up, dumb.
Or you could take the guy out of it, and then it's a man you less.
Ooh, I like what you
Phil?
did there. Phil, what do you have going on?
Yeah, dude. Let them own that. Let them own that. Yeah.
I'm just gonna, you can find me on Tinder, Bumble, Hinge,
Right,
anywhere. I just come
Yeah.
fuck me.
Jesus Christ.
You should put that as just your one line in your profile. Come fuck me.
No, my line in my profile says, if coronavirus doesn't take you out, can I?
Oh, that's smooth.
Actually,
I
I
like
give
it. I like it a lot.
Props to you.
All right.
Really quick, Dead Folio. I will be in San Diego. I don't have a date yet. Probably, I think it's going to be around August. 100% confirmed. I will be doing shows in San Diego.
I think
And
you mean South Dakota, but
Oh, that's true.
I'm just
Actually,
kidding. Why the
fuck
fuck
it.
would
It probably is South Dakota.
who
God,
goes
I'm
to
an
South?
idiot.
Oh, I'm from. My family's from Leeds, South Dakota. In case Dead Folio's from South Dakota.
Fuck. So South
You know what?
Dakota,
If that is
I'll
South
look
Dakota,
into it.
we should like book a show out there post COVID and go fucking.
That would
go to San Diego.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
those are the spots
yeah.
to go, man.
He doesn't
Dude,
respond. Oh, okay, it is San Diego.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I was gonna
Cool.
say, yeah, we'll do a podcast and some comedy.
And we'll still
book
go to
it.
South Dakota.
Yeah, we booked South Dakota, and then he finally goes, "No, I'm in San Diego." Fuck. Really quick, Daphne asked Phil any human love interests.
And notice how she prefaced that with humans, so that's the only answer we want.
I like
Is there
it.
an
That's
actual
very
Lucy?
funny. I kind of been a little busy lately with the job stuff, so I actually just started swiping today. So start trying to talk again, and we'll see what's going on. I gotta focus on me. You know what I mean? This guy right here. How the hell are you gonna love somebody else if you can't love yourself? Can I get an amen?
Amen.
What's that voice?
I
What?
fucking hate and love that character he just came up with.
That was
what's it-
amazing.
so
Is there a
much.
name for that character, Phil?
Yeah.
RuPaul.
Is
I
that
don't know. That's
Manny,
who says
will you
it.
please
That's
do
who
a
says it.
PC Manny?
Oh, my
God
God.
damn, dude.
just want to say here on the HollingsWorthless podcast
God.
that we're not making fun of anybody's sexuality. You know, we
I?
love you. I don't know if you were. I feel
Yo,
like
man.
maybe. I'm just playing. But we love everybody here. We love RuPaul. Shout out to RuPaul's partner, business associate who just passed away.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, rest in peace. Like 64.
Sean,
shit.
Sean,
What?
Are you-
Jesus.
It's Jesus?
my asshole. So
So wrong. We just want to say here on the HollingsWorthless podcast that you know, gay ghosts don't rape people. So we just want to say,
Oh my god.
I just start going like this. Oh,
oh my god.
fuck.
Oh, that's funny.
Really quick. This Saturday I'll be at Notoriety here in Vegas on the 4 Funny Fuckers show. So if you want to see that, I might also pick up a spot at LA Comedy Club at the Strat sometime this week. I don't know when. I'll post if I do.
We should have a comedian ghost hunting show. It'd be
We
funny.
will. At
What'd
some
you say?
point.
Comedian ghost
comedian.
hunting show. That'd be funny. We should do it.
Well, I mean, we have something in the works.
Yeah, there's something in the works, Philip.
You know, I was
Oh my
thinking too
God.
is and
You and
we'll
your
talk about it
sex
offline. But Manny, maybe we should have Phil as a guest on Love in Black and White as somebody that is single and uses sex toys.
Help
'cause-
me.
but probably not. All right, until next week.
You get it.
I was about to put the love back in you. If you can rate, subscribe on this, that'd be great. Yeah, fucking Manny has been busy tonight. Until next week. See you next week. Until then, Fiddle.
Oh God, no.
Bye.
So bad, Sean.
And here's me and Phil, or me and Sean. Hi. Also, thanks everybody for tuning in on the live stream. Appreciate, love
Love you
y'all.
guys.
Phil watches too much mod.
Jesus.
Scuba Justin came in here. Okay,
you.
saying goodbye to everybody. All right, we
Good
gotta
night.
go. Love y'all. Bye.